Hi, it's Greg Vincent here. Welcome to the show. Today I'm here with Brenda King, and Brenda's from SIDS Stampede. Great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Look, Brenda, it's just amazing what you've actually put together with the SIDS Stampede. You launched it last year.
Yes.
And how many people did you have?
We had 380 participants last year, and so far this year we have 220 already registered with a month to go.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
That's great.
That's fantastic.
It's just trying to get something like this off the ground. There's a lot of energy that's got to be put into it, and there's a lot of passion. So there's obviously something that you're really passionate about
Yes.
with this SIDS. Can you just give us a little bit of a background as to why you've set this up?
Well, I've got a 2-year-old boy who had an apparent life-threatening event, and the paediatricians and doctors suggest that it may well have been a SIDS event if he wasn't saved at the time he was. We were in a position where we were at home and he was sitting on my lap at 2 days old, and my husband walked past and asked if he looked blue. And at that stage he was not responding, he was like a rag doll. Terrible.
The greatest fear of any parent. Just even people in a situation who have ever had to, the worst fear as a parent is ever to be with something happens to your kids. So.
Definitely. And from spending time in the Westmead Children's Hospital, you see that firsthand. People that have lost, people that have children that are much sicker than our son. So yeah, very lucky.
Look, it's one of the things that I had a client that I was dealing with, and that was their third child, and it was the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. To see this young guy walking down the aisle, and you can't put enough emphasis around this, that he was walking into the church carrying his child in a coffin, and even him up there doing a eulogy, it was just the worst thing. And so I'm really passionate about your cause, just because of the experience that I've sort of seen there. It really, really, really touched me. So the fact that you've been in a position where it's not a SIDS event, it's just such an incredible celebration for you guys as a family. But I suppose you're going through some other stuff with, how's he going at the moment?
Well, in the process of researching what caused his event, they found that he has central apnea, and he was logging up to 12 apneas an hour until recently, and the recent sleep study he was down to 2 central apneas an hour, which central apnea is a brain issue, so it's nothing they can say, take a tablet or do this, it's going to fix it. But the recent sleep study also showed up he's now developed obstructive apnea, which is related to tonsils and adenoids, and they can remove those, and hopefully with the central apneas being down to 2 an hour, they will be able to eliminate the obstructive apneas, and in 12 months time they're saying that we should have a perfectly healthy little boy.
Wow.
I know, exciting.
That's brilliant. I mean, it's just something that I've caught up with a number of people who have gone through similar sort of things with their kids. I just can't imagine it. I just can't imagine what the whole turmoil in your life and all of those sort of things. And fortunately, it looks like you're coming through the other side, which is why obviously I think you guys came out of the hospital and made a decision. And what brought you to bring up this SIDS Stampede?
Well, we just wanted to give back to the people that gave us so much. Sorry.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, they gave us back our son, so.
Yeah, and that's just something that you can't replace.
And you can never say thank you enough.
Yeah, no, that's great. Look, and I think if people are watching this, you can only just sort of get a little bit of an insight into what happens behind the scenes. We're just touching the surface here in relation to this sort of stuff, and if people like that can actually do something to help the people who are either trying to find a cure or help those that have suffered from the loss, it's a brilliant cause, and a great opportunity for people to come out, get together as the Hawkesbury and unite, and just go out and they can walk, they can run, they can, and then there's a bit of a catch up afterwards and all that sort of side of things, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's something that the Hawkesbury, I hope one day will be really proud of, because it's the Hawkesbury that carried us last year. People will say to me, what a great event, but it was the Hawkesbury people that got behind me, rallied through donations, through raffle prizes. It was just fantastic. I've never been more proud to be from the Hawkesbury.
Yeah, and it's that sort of community. That's the great thing about living around here, is that the community spirit is just amazing. And if you can, I suppose if anyone's in a situation where they're thinking about coming along and joining in the SIDS event, it's because you've got different races, haven't you? You've got
we've got a 10-kilometre event, we've got a 5-kilometre event, and we've got a 5-kilometre friends and family walk.
Great.
We have many families that have lost young ones coming and doing the walk together in their own branded shirts, and that's one thing I'm very fortunate. So many people have trusted me enough to share their stories.
Great.
My husband will often look at me and I'm playing on the iPad and he'll say, someone's just sent you an email, as I'm crying.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just amazing that they trust me enough to share their journey as well. So
well, you've got that level of understanding. That a lot of people are in a position where they just don't. Unfortunately, things are happening to other people. You don't really get underneath the surface of it to see exactly what's going on.
Yes.
And sometimes you just don't understand. You don't have the empathy for it. Whereas where you've come from, you've got that opportunity to be able to do something just as good as this. Hats off to you for what you've actually put together.
Thank you.
I can imagine there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Your phone's been going crazy since we actually just caught up here. So the event, we're here at McQuaid Park, and the event starts from here.
Yes.
And finishes back here as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it finishes back here. We travel down through the turf farm area, and it's beautiful. The scenery is lovely. Yeah, it's really quite pretty down there. People, that's one thing they took away, and the feedback I received back last year was the scenery was beautiful. It was lovely to run down there. You're not looking at city buildings or smog or anything like that. It was, out here in the west, which makes it a little bit more accessible to some.
And you've almost got a little bit of a heartbreak hill in it, like the City to Surf on the way back up,
Yes.
But for anyone who's in a situation where they're feeling like, it's not, maybe they don't feel fit enough to be able to do something like that, it's at your pace. Obviously, there's some medals as well for some of the people that if they have to do it right.
Every participant, whether you're a child or an adult running the 10-kilometre race, you will receive one of these medals to take home.
Fantastic.
And to take away and remember what a great day you had, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So if people just go to, we'll put in the website underneath this, but if they go to sidsstampede.com.au, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
And you can register there online, and just go in and book in as soon as you possibly can. Don't leave it to the last minute, because they're obviously in a situation where behind the scenes they've got to cater for everything, get everything all set up, and the sooner they know the numbers, then they can make decisions around that to cater for it. So make sure you get in, book in, come along. It's on the 1st September, isn't it?
Yes, it's Father's Day, and that was another thing. We weren't so sure how successful Father's Day would be, and a lot of people took away being able to walk with their dad and celebrate Father's Day with all the other dads from the Hawkesbury.
It's a great idea, and it's an early morning set off as well.
Yeah, the first event starts at 7 o'clock, and that's the 10k, and then 7:30 for the 5 kilometres, and then the walk sets out at 8 o'clock.
Oh, great. So you can do this and then still go and have the family lunch and have a fantastic Father's Day. So we'll be here, and it's going to be a great day. So make sure you get along, go and register, sidsstampede.com.au, and it's fantastic to catch up with you, and congratulations for what you've put together.
Thanks so much.
All right, and we'll see you on the 1st.
Yeah, fantastic. See you there.
See you then. Bye.